Right, because a homeowner's policy is for the homeowner. But if you are now renting out your home, you are now a landlord, so the exposure is different.
So I'm here at the Dixon Agency in Monk's Corner with my good friend Dannielle Dixon, who I've known since we were little girls, and now we're both working in business and helping our community. So I want to thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
No problem.
So here at the Dixon Agency, Dannielle does property and casualty and lots of other scope within the insurance industry. And Dannielle, tell us a little bit about what got you started.
Okay, so I started in 2004, actually September 7th, 2004. So that's 19 years been here. My dad started in 1970 something or another with Life of Georgia.
Okay.
Working door to door as a life insurance salesman, and then came to Allstate in 1985. So family business, and I came aboard and was blessed to learn the business at his feet and to be accepted as an agency owner from Allstate, to be able to purchase it and retire him. So this December makes 6 years that I've transitioned from being a staff member to the agency owner. I am licensed for property and casualty, life accident and health, as well as securities. So multiple insurance products that we can offer.
Wow. So now that I'm selling real estate, it's important for my clients and followers to understand what homeowners insurance is like and what's involved with that process and how you can help.
Sure. So what we've learned through the years, Javon, is oftentimes customers come to the insurance company right before closing and say, hey, I need insurance. My closing is tomorrow. And then we get into the premium is too much because my debt to income or whatever the parameters are. And so when you involve an insurance agent earlier in the process, then we can know what things we need to do to make sure you have insurance and the right coverage. For a realtor, you're looking at, well, what does the market indicate? And then as a consumer, they're looking at, well, what will the bank allow me to get? Well, for insurance, we're looking at, well, what is it going to cost to rebuild this home in the event that it's destroyed? Once you know the rationale behind the numbers, it's like, okay, this is how we can move on. So when you get your home insurance, the dwelling coverage is the big bucket. That's the one that says, if the home is destroyed, what are we going to rebuild it for? Then you have your valuation of replacement costs, which allows for depreciation, and we have to market up what does it cost today to build that house. Then you have actual cash value, which subtracts. So again, knowing what you can do there, and then what does the bank say? And everything else is a percentage of that. So your contents in the home is a percentage of what the actual structure is insured for. If you have detached structures on the property, you got coverage for that too. But then the other important thing is your liability on the home. If you have a fire at your house that damages your neighbor's house, you're liable. You need to make sure you have enough coverage there to keep you out of court, because your home is likely your largest asset. In South Carolina, you have to know the rules on what can happen if I have a loss that impacts someone else. What can they come after you for? So getting involved with your insurance professional earlier in the process helps a lot in the relationship of your banker, your realtor, and your insurance company. The bank and the insurance agents are going to be there at the time. And so you want to make sure you understand what you're paying for, understand your deductibles and how they work. With a home policy, you want to save it for catastrophes, like the big stuff.
So the next question I have for you is, we're still currently in hurricane season.
Yep.
Are there anything special that current homeowners need to be aware of with it being hurricane season?
Yes, deductibles. So with my company, our current homeowner policies have three different deductibles. There's your all perils, lightning, fire, water leak. Well, not leak, but a pipe burst.
Not a flood, but like
not
a pipe burst.
But a pipe burst, because a leak is different. Like you can notice when a leak happens, but a pipe burst is sudden. So any sudden disbursement of water is covered. There's a wind and hail deductible, so hailstorm, or years ago we had a tropical storm with gas storm. It was just wind. Yeah. So you got that bucket, but then we just had a Dahlia, which was a hurricane. So the tropical cyclone deductible that my company offers applies for hurricanes. Then you got wind and hail, then you got all perils. Well, depending on your loss, determines which one is in play. And so that amount is what you as a consumer, as an insured, pay out of pocket, and then the company pays the rest. Home insurance, like most insurance, is for catastrophes. A hurricane is a catastrophe. So there is a higher threshold that the insured will have to come out of pocket. And so if your home is insured for $100,000 and you have a 2% deductible, you already know. Yeah. If the damage does not hit this, there's no need to have the claim because there's not going to be a payout. And on a home policy, you want to be mindful of claims because eventually you could be uninsured. Like your policy could not renew because you had too many of a particular type of claim, even if it's a zero payout.
If you're a homeowner, what other things need to be considered with regards to insurance?
Got you. So to your point about storm season, so the home policy typically does not have flood coverage.
That's a buzzword.
And that is a government program, and it only covers flood. So the damage to your home has to be a direct result of the flood, and that policy can be built to just ensure the structure, your contents, or both. And a flood is rising water. It's not often the extreme of a levee breaking. So anytime water can't go anywhere and it rises and it gets into the house, it's always going to seek a place. That's where you would have the flood policy. It's paid by the year, so there's no installments. Okay. So just knowing all these things in storm season, what can you do if you have any type of damage to your home? You as a homeowner, you have a responsibility to protect your home from further damage. So you don't have to ask your agent, do I need to put a tarp? You're in the house. Put a tarp on the house. Like, this mitigating is what you can do. Like, let me protect my home from further damage. And so that's where, having an agent, having a conversation, doing the reviews, letting your agent know what changes you've made over time. I know Airbnb.
Oh, that's
and all
big.
Of those things are big, right?
Thing. I just spoke with someone about that yesterday.
So you have to know, does my home policy allow for me to do this? Because now you, in essence, you have a business. That's true. But your home is your residence. So what do you do when, hey, I got people renting or using out a part of my home? They're not the homeowner. They're not the named insured. I'm getting paid for this. Does it negate my home policy? Right. So those let us know, because a claim, Janon, is not the time to find out it's not covered, right? It's like, let's have the conversation going in so we know what's happening. So yeah, in this changing environment of, shared spaces, what can I do within my policy to make sure that I am properly protected?
I thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. That is a hot topic out in the community right now. Right. People are adding Airbnbs and doing short-term, even long-term rentals for that passive income. So better to be protected than to find out too late.
Right, because a homeowner's policy is for the homeowner. But if you are now renting out your home, you are now a landlord. So the exposure is different.
Well, I appreciate all your information.
Sure.
So if someone is needing more information, how can they get in touch with you?
So the Dixon Agency, we're on social media, Dixon Agency LLC. You'll see my picture in a blue shirt. 843-809-6065 gets you to the agency directly, and we'll be glad to serve you any way we can. Our vision and mission is to educate customers.
Paramount. The more you know, the better you do.
Right, because you can make a better decision when you have more information.
Well, I appreciate you taking
Sure,
time
no
to
problem,
be here
no
and your
problem.
support. And we'll be talking again
Yes,
soon.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.